Hello, beautiful people from Westeros. Lord Carlos here again with another video for Dragonfire. The more, the question that has been made the most in this past days is how to upgrade my dragons. How do I make them grow? How do I make them stronger? How do I even use them correctly? The synergies and so on. So I just spent like 12,000 gold to open over 100 chests to get some more dragons rolling. I was saving that gold for 2-3 days with all the rewards of the events and so on. And I've been very lucky. I just got Venator, Caraxes, Syrax, Daemoros, Rhysarion, and some points also in Malachite. I was really lucky. I also started up some dragons, and I think I've come ahead like a lot in 15 minutes, right? Just opening chest. So I recommend that if you feel that you are growing slow, don't spend the gold on upgrading your buildings faster or fast recalling your armies or anything like that. That is not useful, and use it to open um, eggs, open chest and get more eggs. Okay, I think that's the best thing you can do in the early game. Okay, well, that said, we are still in the stage 1 of the campaign. If stage lasts for 6 days, if I'm not wrong, the season lasts for 60 days and then it will be over. Whoever has King's Landing will win the season, right? And so in the first stage of the campaign, you can only feed your dragons to level 15. So if I would like to feed Vesper, I could click here in the right bottom corner where that like piece of chicken is located, and I cannot feed this dragon despite having almost over 19,000 food in my store. That's a lot of sheep, right? I cannot feed it. If I push max feed or try to go to further levels, it doesn't let me. You can see in the bottom line of the screen it says campaign stage level cap 15. In a few hours I will be able to push those levels to 20, but not yet. Okay, so I cannot feed Vesper, I cannot feed Arrax, Nairena, all those dragons that are over 15, I cannot feed them. But Venator I can feed it, and I want to feed it because Caraxes, Syrax, and Venator, I think they are a really, really good combo because Venator is a warrior, so it's like a tank and DPS. It can take a lot of damage. We can see the stats here. If you open this tab in the graphics, it has a lot of strength, and the rest of the stats are not amazing, but I think its strength is crazy. It's only level 1 and it has more strength than a blue dragon with 2 stars that it is level 15. I think Venator is crazy strong. You see, Caraxes is not as strong as Venator, but it has much better stats in intelligence and speed. Syrax, it has also a lot of intelligence, instinct. It has a lot of instinct and speed. So I think they are more tactical, not as like raw power. They don't have that brute strength that Venator or Veigar have. So I think they complement each other pretty well. It could be a very round-up team. Venator, which is a warrior, Caraxes is a hunter, and Syrax is a sentinel. Sentinels are a little bit of a support lane dragon, right? And Caraxes, the hunters, are these sneaky dragons that will weaken you in some way, maybe apply some kind of state like stun, fear, panic, confusion, and that kind of stuff, and also make damage, right? So Venator, Caraxes, and Syrax, I think they are a really good name. So I'm about to feed them. You can feed level by level if you want to go slow. I can feed it to level 2, level 3 for 2 food, right? Just 2 food is very cheap. But if I want to save time, of course, I will click on max feed and spend 706 food to push Venator to level 15, and that's what I will do. Okay, yeah, now you see Venator at level 15 has 100 strength, which is much more than any blue dragon that I can have even at 5 or 4 stars, right? If I compare this Venator level 15 with Jagadrix, which I have 5 stars, its pet stat at level 23 is 108 intelligence, right? So you can see that legendary dragons are much overpowered compared to the blue and purple ones, right? Okay, let's feed Caraxes. Let's feed Caraxes and let's go to build a decent army. Okay, Caraxes is crazy fast and crazy smart. It looks like this kind of talking dragon, very mean, just like Daemon, right? His rider. And we have Syrax, the dragon of Rhaenyra. Let's feed Syrax as well. Not one level, but the max feed possible. And let's go and build an army. Okay, before building an army, I wanted to explain what the habits are, right? If you see, the habits for Syrax are still locked, right? Mindful Synergy, you see it's locked here. I cannot even spend points to upgrade it. But if you go to, I don't know, Veigar, for example, which have many stars for him, I could unlock these two habits. These habits are like the skills for the dragon that you have to unlock. How do you unlock these dragons? Okay, for the unlocking of the habits, you need some special points. Two kind of points. You need the legendary cores, right? You can get them, buying them with gold. I think this will be the hardest to get. And you also need some class points, right? The warrior breed mark details. As it says here, are that you need these warrior breed mark points or vouchers or however you want to call them. So how do you get these vouchers, these special points that you need to upgrade your dragons? Okay, if you go, let's go to my main base, to my stronghold, and let's look for these special troops that will drop your points. In this tab, you don't click the encounters, you have to select the scheduled encounters, right? You can select the levels that you want to fight. I want to fight at max level possible because they will give you the most rewards. And as I may want to upgrade Caraxes in the future, I'm going to select the Wild Hunter and I'm going to look and search. So in my area there are no matches. It says move the camera and search again. I can move the camera around mostly randomly, right? I will look around the map until the searching button that you see in the bottom of the screen tells me that it has found something, right? I'm not being really lucky. Let's see if in the west of my position, okay, it has been updated. I'm going to click it and it will get me to this special rogue army. This is a wild hunter and it is a wild dragon which is a hunter, so it will give me some blue vouchers. The blue vouchers, you will use them to upgrade the blue dragons. I cannot buy yet the golden cores, but I hope eventually, as the game progresses, I will be able to. But it will give me some 100 points, which I very much want to get as soon as possible. So I will send, I don't know, this army is pretty good enough to take this one. So I will send Antares and send him to hunt this wild dragon. So we were, as we wait for this fight to happen, when it happens and I beat this dragon, I beat this army, I will get these 4 points of hunter and 4 relics to upgrade the habits, right? So the habits, as you can see, are probably what will make your dragons much stronger than those you face of the enemy if they don't have their habits. And it will also specialize in what way you use your dragons. You will have probably to read a lot of different skills and habits and commands to come up with good synergies. We will all have to experiment, and the builds will be probably very, very different until we find what the meta for the dragon is, right? I have spotted some very interesting synergies, and that leads me to the next point of this video, which is the army composition, right? I have made some formations. Some formations are something that you can do in the army screen. And you can also unequip your dragons. You select the dragons of any army and you expel it out, right? You send the dragon to the pit and you disband the army, and then you can create you can create the army like manually. I could like select Venator to be in the middle, Syrax in the left, and Caraxes in the right. I could do this, like no problem. Or I can do something else, right? Let's send them back to the pit 1 second, because I will show you what the formations are. You go again into the screen, you click here up in the screen that says formations. These formations are armies that your composition, you save it to use it repeatedly in the future, right? So I've been using this to put some order on my many dragons, because I have only been playing it for 3-4 days and I don't even know the names of them all. There are so many and there's so much to learn and to study, right? Here is my main formation. I have called it the Golden Gun because they are all legendary, right? It was like a little joke, and I could edit this formation and put out some dragon and maybe put in a different one, or I can delete it if I don't want it. And also I can deploy it if it wasn't already deployed, right? So I am going to create a new formation to show how this works. You create a new formation, and I'm going to build precisely the build that I was thinking. I'm going to use Venator in the vanguard. I think it's a good place to place your tank, because the armies in the right flank and the left flank of your enemy may have some abilities that target the same line that they are on, but maybe they have an ability that targets also an adjacent line. So it's probably really good to place your tanks in the middle, because they will be hit more often than those dragons in the flanks. I think it makes perfect sense. I think it's very strategic, and it's something that probably you would like to do as well. So let's go to the left flank. Let's place Syrax and read their command carefully. It does not target any specific lanes. You will find some abilities that target a specific lane. It may buff the dragons that are specifically in the left flank or the right flank. So you should read these abilities before placing your dragons and act accordingly, right? So let's go to the right flank and place Caraxes. Also read its ability carefully. It deals damage to 3 enemy lanes and in the rounds 3, 6 and 9, and it doesn't focus any particular lane, so I'm free to place Caraxes wherever I want. Just in case, I will read Venator as well to see what he's doing. So after each basic attack deals 2 instances of physical damage. Physical damage is a different type of damage as burn or tactical. So you deal the damage based on your strength, and the tactical damage you deal damage with the stat of intelligence, right? So each stat makes you better at something else, at attacking with some damage or defending that damage, right? So also it damages 1 enemy in any lane, and each instance of damage selects targets separately. Okay. Also in the round 4, 6 and 8, it has a 30% chance to gain double strike for 2 rounds. Double strike, if you read what double strike does, here it says cause the target to launch 2 basic attacks each round, which is good, but with this piece of a monster, double strike is even better, because as you can read, after each basic attack, it will activate this ability. So if you strike 2 times, you will activate this ability 2 times, right? So reading is important. I know many people are playing just here for fun and don't want to study a whole, I don't know, grade to play the game properly. So, well, these videos, that's some of the reason that these videos are coming up, because people maybe don't want to spend time reading carefully and investigating all the menus, right? So if you are a lazy player, I'm there for you to tell you and explain you, I don't know, the here and there of this game. So I can select also the troops. I can see that Syrax buffs lancers, Caraxes buffs lancers and horses, and Venator buffs lancers and shieldmen, right? So infantry. As we can see, these 3 dragons, they all buff lancers. So we will probably always want to equip them with lancers, and probably we will not even change them, even if we are fighting archers, which are the troops that are buffing, that are good against lancers. Right? We select the troops and we save the formation. So now that we have the formation saved, we can select it. Actually, I will edit it and name them. Formation 7 is just a very boring name. I will call them, I don't know, the 3 Musketeers. the three best boys. Rename formation. Okay, save formation. And now, in this screen, I can select the army and deploy it. Formation is deployed, and now I can just use it whenever I want. There is this level 10 Gold Cloak army. I think this is maybe a good test for it. A fairly weaker one. I don't know, it has not deployed correctly. Let me do that again. Come on. Deploy. Okay, deploy. Save army. Okay, I think now they are deployed correctly. Venator, yes, we can see it very well. Okay, let's find a stronger army to fight against, right? We want a level 20, level 15 encounter. We cannot see here any at the moment. Okay, there is one right above here. Let me find one. Okay, let's hunt it. Let's send Venator, and while it's traveling, let's talk about something else. There's another way to buff your dragons and buff your armies, and that is the heirlooms, right? If you go to your stronghold and you go inside it, you have your heirlooms. There are many kinds of heirlooms. There are some that are specific to grow your stronghold, to get basically some income of some resources like food or wood or iron. But you can go to the dragon growth and you can use your resources. They are actually quite hard to get, and this is being upgraded very slow, and you can spend it, for example, in this ability, right, in this technology, so to say. If you spend 750 of these heirlooms, you will make that your warrior will take a 0.38% less damage. I think this is like, but that's almost nothing, right? Yeah, but if you keep spending your points over weeks, over months, over maybe even years, if this game lasts for so long, that's no longer a 0.338 damage. See, this is with 5 points invested, which is the most I have spent on any technology. It already reduces the incoming damage. Well, this actually buffs the damage against resource defenders by 3.25%. Right, so it's not that bad, and everything on these games is adding up. Right, it's slowly but surely it will make you strong. So let's go and see what Venator is doing. It still needs like 15 seconds to get there, and I will show you another feature of the game that it has been overlooked by many of you, and that I think it will improve your game a lot. So Venator is going to arrive, the fight is going to happen. I'm not sure if it is going to come into a draw. Probably not, because these dragons are really strong. Okay, not even a draw. It was a clean victory. So now we can go to, in this right tab that you see, you have this message icon. You select it, and you can see the reports, right? You can see how much XP you are getting for your dragons. You can see how much damage each of the dragons has made. And as you can see, Caraxes has almost doubled the damage of Syrax and Venator. He hits like a truck, and probably also he's a little more weak. You can see that Venator has lost less soldiers than the other two dragons, despite being in the middle and probably taking more hits, right? So this is a way that you can use to improve. I also forgot to change the troops to lancers, and we were using archers. That is a mistake that I have made, and that you can see also, like, just by looking the report. Right? These are really good. You can go also into the details of the battle, and you can check round per round how the combat has gone. Right? I think this may be a little bit tedious. I don't like to spend a lot of time looking at these menus. I don't think also they are really well designed. They are not terrible, but this is not something I like to watch, right? But there you have some useful information. So I think this is all for this video for now. If you have any more questions about troop composition, about dragons synergies, about how to build your armies, how to use them, what level should you be to go for a specific level or tile or anything, I'm happy to keep uploading these videos. I hope you enjoy or learn something about them, and as always, just any comment or message that you send me, I will take note and probably make another video if I find the time. So As always, see you in the next video.